We're working on the volume problem real quick while we're in the pause.
The capitalist has left the server.
You gotta love these early pauses, you know, it gives us a lot to commentate on, you know. You got Pyromancer, 2 minor totems, and some mana pot, you know, I mean, and then you got a courier on both teams. Yeah.
It's very typical, obviously. I mean, but Magnus wards, so that means he was going bottom. He didn't buy him. Never mind. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I see Puppet Mag going top, Glacius. Quick shout out to BreakyCPK for watching this shoutcast. Just want to say thanks for the phrase, man. Appreciate it. Alright, so we have Tundra and Glacius going top, oddly enough, but I think that's actually not going to be too bad because they do have the slow from Tundra, and then he can just kind of beat down and really charge up his attack speed buff, which is cold-blooded. So that should be nice, I think. Engineer Mag, I'm a little bit sketchy about, although it should allow for Engineer to land some easy kegs. And then Puppet Mid, we used to see that a lot earlier in the game, at least its development. But now to see him back mid, I think is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they do a Puppet mid, I mean, he just got picked up double damage. He's gonna have a pretty easy time, and especially, you know, a Chipper versus a Puppet mid, Chipper usually wins that battle, but Chipper's gonna be going bottom, it looks like.
Yeah, he does have the more survivability. I mean, he's got his slow and his stun. Even though it's mini, it will allow him to run away from sticky situations, I think.
Yeah, you see Puppet mid taking out half Defiler's health already with that double damage. Definitely putting it to use.
Yeah, well, Puppet's a very deadly hero, and to outlast him last hit's also kind of difficult. I mean, especially when he gets Whiplash. But I'm really curious to see how Tundra fits in the metagame, to be honest. I mean, he's a new hero. He was a Dota old one, but it's kind of interesting to just see him here. And especially against FA Mag, or FA Pyro. It's going to be interesting to really see how he does against a double stun main.
Yeah, that FA Pyro land top looks to me it's gonna be pretty deadly. They got Forsaken Archer, such a powerful hero with her minions that can be held in now, and her stun, and they got a double stun and then Pyro's wave. So I mean, it's really gonna be a deadly lane top in my opinion.
Yeah, but if we look at Tundra, his actual build, and that's played by Menacing6666 from TotallyRad.com. I believe that was the clan he was in prior to DDT. But his skill build, just in case anyone's wondering, is 1 point in the first skill, and then 1 point in his minions, for now. Which makes sense, because the slow does come from his minions, so he does need that, for sure. I'm a little bit interested, though, to see when he actually starts to develop the... I'm curious to see when he's going to start getting this attack speed.
Yeah, I mean, I was messing around with the attack speed, and it was pretty good. I mean, you get like a few hits in, and you're attacking quite fast, which is pretty dominant. And you see Puppet picking up another double damage rune going mid. That's definitely going to help his farm early game.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much untouchable at this point, just because he's gotten so many free creep kills, I think. Yeah, and I mean, it's played by Dilated Mind, so he's the best player, technically, by name, in this game. And in 9 creep kills, actually, Tempest with 10, but that's pretty standard, because he was always in the jungle, so...
yeah.
I'm actually curious to see why Tempest only went 4 mana pots and nothing else. Kind of interesting. Normally you get a few stat items to increase the mana pool, but I mean, it works either way, so it's not really that big of a deal. And it looks like we're going offensive here on Pyromancer up top, Tundra going in. Switching to maybe Forsaken, but I actually did a lot of damage there to Pyromancer, and they're actually going to get the first blood. Wow, that was interesting to see. Actually, double kill.
Oh, and they will get a double.
Yeah.
Well, so that double ice lane shows to be pretty deadly there with that Glacius I think picking picking up both those kills there, or?
No, he got the first one, and then Tundra.
Nope. Glacius picking up the first blood, and then Tundra picking up the second one. Early first blood on a support hero always helps out them with their buying wards and courier, so never too bad, you know.
It looks like Tempest tried to come bottom for a gank, but decided against it. Just looks like he's gonna go back to the jungle and continue his farm progression. And Engineer actually skills one level of turret, so it looks like he's gonna be alternating. And Magnus misses a stun there on Chipper, and he could actually be in a bit of trouble. I mean, that rocket did a lot of bit of damage to him. And he's actually been leveling up Focus Buffer, obviously enough. But only level 1, which I think is understandable, because Magnus' stun does a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Actually, he could be in a bit of trouble here. He just got stunned by Magnus. We're looking to pick off a kill. It's definitely going to go through, as long as Engineer pursues here. And he throws down the turret, and that's one for them.
Yeah, Magnus doing a good job of hiding behind those trees and then coming back when he had enough mana and his stun off cooldown. So, a little bit of better playing for Magnus right there as he picks up that kill.
Definitely.
Puppet going bottom for that Invis rune, just completely controlling the runes over Defiler. It's pretty big runes early game in a 1v1.
I don't think it's even that. I think it's that it's on Puppet Master is what really hurts. Especially a Defiler who normally goes bottle first, and she does have it actually. Not first, but I mean the first item she gets from the mid lane. So that's definitely not going to really help. Tundra not really being able to farm up top though. He's still just alternating between the first and second skills though, which is kind of understandable because the nuke will always get stronger and then the slow will always get bigger, I guess you could say. But probably definitely the way to build him, I'd say.
Yeah, Chipper looks to be having a hard time too. You know, he's just 6 and 9 with creep kills, creep denies. You know, he's having a pretty hard time. But it's the 2-1, and he did just die, so he's having a pretty hard time bottom. And Chipper's one of those heroes. You know, if he doesn't do really good in the early game, he's gonna be pretty useless in the late game. So, hoping to see some more use of Chipper right now.
Yeah, but when I look at Chipper as a hero, I mean, I can see his use only being that when Tempest throws down his ulti, he just throws his ulti right on top of it. I mean, that's pretty much where the damage is going to be coming from, I think. And that focus buffer is really the reason why he just survived that stun. But it's going to be curious to see how he can get out of this one. The slow is actually probably going to be the reason for that. He needs to be careful the other, though. Yep, there's the second stun. But it doesn't do any initial damage, but the auto attacks will really just kind of seal him. Now he's 0-2, so...
Yeah, you see Tempest trying to help him there, but really couldn't, to no avail. You know, Tempest really a little far off and not able to really help that Chipper bottom.
Yeah, I know, it's a little interesting. I'm not 100% sold on Tempest's item build right now, going bottle right off the bat. I think that's a little weird. But he does have the courier, and it is flying, so he can cycle the bottle if he needs to. So it does make sense in that aspect. But I think he needs a little bit of stats. Maybe even Ring of the Teacher would have helped him out. I mean, it helps his minions as well, because it does give them that armor bonus, but just me, I guess.
Yeah, you see Magnus looking to set up something mid. I don't know how it's going to happen. And you do have action top with the Tundra. With the Tundra Pyro up there. As Pyro lands a stun, but then gets stunned back right by Glacius.
It's really about this nuke right now. Oh, wow. Just did way too much damage. I'm not actually too sure how that works.
And it looks like Glacius is going to be able to pick up the kill on for second archer.
Wow. And middle got one as well. Puppet Master.
And
assisted by Magnus. So DDT just all over the board right now. 7-0. I don't really know who the Legion players are, but I can imagine that. They're not really...
Yeah, just seeing seeing this DDT team really just pick off each one of these Legion players, you know, 0-7, 8 minutes in, decent amount of kills for such an early game, and it's just not looking too good for this Legion side.
Interestingly enough, I mean, Beastmaster, Tundra, using his bird to scout the ward, or rune, rather, which is definitely beneficial, and I could see people using him for the early game to counter ward, because it would avoid the whole rush the flying chicken thing. Be interesting though, because I mean they're trying it out against this type of caliber players where they get 7 quick kills. I'm curious to see how it's gonna work on the higher skilled teams like Five, like Load, even Neva now, who won on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday